All right, so I'm gonna hop on here real quick. Um, Let me say this. First of all, I don't usually give much attention to much negativity when I spot it or when I see it, or pessimism when I see it, because I just really don't have time for that. Because I'm an optimistic person. But I'm going to speak on this because I feel it needs to be said, and I feel I see quite a bit of this. Um, as a black person and as a black entrepreneur, something I tend to see a lot of is black people putting down black owned businesses. I don't hear any other race speaking negatively about their own racist businesses and that sort of thing. I never see it. But something I noticed, because um, I'm an observer. And so if I see a lot of something, um, it kind of raises a red flag for me. Okay. And so I see a lot of black people who speak negatively, quite negatively, about black owned businesses. And let me just say this for starters. I'm a fairly new entrepreneur. Okay. But even before then, I've always been the type who never been a hater. Okay. I've always hyped up other businesses. I've always supported other businesses. Like if I see you're doing something and I see you're passionate about it, I see that you're serious about it and I believe in it, I'll support you. I'll not only support you, but I'll sell you. One issue that I have is when I see a lot of black people, making comments like, oh, I would shop with them, but it's black owned, never mind. Or they automatically assume that a black owned business, they're gonna experience some negativity because they may have had a negative experience with the black owned business. Now all black owned businesses are unprofessional, and now they just completely pull their dollar away from the black business. I have a problem with that. These are the same black people who will patronize all the white businesses. You'll patronize anybody's business except for your own. You will shop at any white establishment, Chinese establishment. You will shop and give all your dollars to them. And those very businesses, they will screw you over. They'll follow you around in their stores, follow you, watch you like a hawk to make sure you don't steal anything. But you'll give all your money to those same establishments. But let a black person start a business, and now you automatically assume, it's unprofessional, I'm not shopping there. Y'all are just, you have these negative ideas and thoughts. And a lot of times, y'all are the same people who you would never even bother to even support your own in any way. Now, I get it. Some people are just unprofessional. I get it. I've experienced it. I've seen it. But I've always been the type who, if I see you doing something and I like what you do, I'm going to shop with you. I'm going to just check you out. Now, if I so happen to get to have a negative experience with you, then that's a whole nother story. But I'm I'm speaking to people who are just automatically negative toward their own race. And this is kind of sickening. Like, it's sickening to watch so many black people. Literally, you will destroy a black business with your mouth. You will literally murder and slaughter a black owned business. But you let any of your favorite department stores, your Old Navies or your Macy's or wherever else, where the white companies that y'all like to shop at, you give them all your money and let them mess up one time. You are quick to forgive and excuse a mishap. But a black person that starts a business, you're either, number one, you come in looking for faults and problems. You're searching, looking for a problem. You assume that you're going to experience an issue when you shop with a black owned business. And then, you're critiquing every little thing to find out, let a black owned business be late with shipment, or let them be a little behind and contact you. Now, all of a sudden, you've written off black businesses. Now you no longer just deal with any black business. And that's a problem. I never hear white people or really any other race, none of them, walking around clowning, downing their own racist businesses. Oh, I don't shop with white businesses because I usually don't hear that. And I'm not saying that it's not happening, because I'm quite sure it probably is, but I don't usually hear that. That's not usually my experience. My experience, my personal experience, has been from my own. Like, it's been from people who, number one, they have no and these are the same people who they wouldn't bother to shop with you in the first place, and they'll say, they're quick to, oh, another thing that you hear a lot, your prices are too high, never mind. But you'll go to any other establishment outside of a black establishment and you will pay them same prices, but you want it from your own black people, cheap, free, or discounted. But you'll go to anybody else's establishment and pay full price for the same stuff. You just don't want to get it from a black person. Y'all, I would say we got to do better, but it's really sad. And if you're one of those people, if you're one of the people that I'm speaking about in this video, and you get offended, oh well. If the shoe fits, wear it. But if you're one of those people that I'm speaking about in this video, then you are part of the problem. Let's not talk about, black businesses this and black businesses that and the third or whatever. Especially if you're one of the people you never had an intent to ever support or shop at one anyway. Why bother to speak on it? And it's usually the most negative people who they don't have any intention of purchasing in the first place, but they always have something to say negative about a black-owned business. It boggles me. And even before I became an entrepreneur, I've always been supportive of somebody's business. If I like what you got, I'm buying. Like, now, if I have a negative experience with you, then we'll talk about that later. I'll discuss that. But I typically have always been the type of person who, I'll give you a shot. I'll give you a chance. I'll work with you. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm for you and I'll rock with you until I have reason not to. But I've never been the type of person who just walk in searching for problems. It's a black owned, and making assumptions that because I'm dealing with a black owned business, I'm going to experience unprofessionalism. I'm going to experience negativity. I'm going to experience getting, played out my money or whatever the case is. Yes, there are some businesses like that, but there's other businesses like that as well. Like, let's stop putting all of us into a box, because we're not all the same. Give people a chance to mess up is what I'm saying. Give people some grace and mercy. Give people a shot to, prove themselves. Give people a chance. But don't be so quick to write people off and throw people in a box, to put us all in a box, to assume that we are all the same, because we're not all the same. Y'all, have some grace on people sometimes. Have a little mercy on people sometimes. And if you're one of those people, because I know there's an exception to every rule or whatever, but if you're one of those people who you've just had a lot of negative experiences, and I'm sorry for you, but every black owned business you're not going to experience a negative experience. All right, y'all, love one another. Let's be kind to one another, and let's give people a shot. You know what I'm saying? Let's not assume that everybody is out here just trying to hustle you out your money or whatever the case is, and just trying to get a quick dollar or whatever the case is. Because everybody's not unprofessional, and everybody's not out here to get, take your money. I've experienced good and I've experienced bad, from both ends. And if it was a negative experience, cool. But I ain't writing everybody off. You know what I'm saying? Let's stop doing that to our own. Let's, stop being quick to throw our own away. I see a lot of that.